Hey guys, Chastity and Greg here with a final breakdown of Star Trek Discovery Season 2, this time for Episode 14, Such Sweet Sorrow Part 2.
Now before we get started, spoiler warning, if you haven't seen the episode yet, get out of here, go watch it, and then come on back.
Alright, so this is the finale. I liked it. Didn't love it, didn't hate it, but I definitely liked it. It felt like a finale to me. There were way too many throwbacks to earlier this season, sometimes a couple of episodes ago, which I felt was unnecessary, but I think it really tied up the season. How do you feel, Greg?
I feel the same way I felt last year's season finale, for the most part, except for, I guess, the special effects were amazing. Burnham, the character herself, is just incredible. I love the acting going on in this episode as well.
Find that person who seems farthest from you. And reach for them. Reach for them.
At the end of the day, though, they did what everyone wanted them to do, go off into the future, stop with the prequels nonsense, and now we get a journey that's really into the future.
Yeah, we were hoping they would go into the future, so they kind of checked all the boxes here for us, which is what I was hoping for. And I'm not going to name names in terms of shows, but at least they didn't leave us with more questions than answers. So that's good.
Okay, before we go any further, let's jump into the recap right now. In the opening of the episode, the goal is to get Burnham and Discovery through the wormhole, but Section 31 is in their way, and the crew is rushing to finish the Red Angel suit before Section 31 attacks.
Giorgio claims that Starfleet has over 200 vessels for battle, and Leland/Control isn't sweating it.
Count again.
Also, it seems Poe stole a Discovery shuttle to join the battle. She informs the crew they need to attack the Section 31 drones 2 at a time.
So Pike tells Number 1 that Section 31 is controlled from the main ship with Leland on it. That immediately when he said that, I knew
that will come into play later.
Okay.
Just like when young Anakin went into that ship above Naboo and then all of the droids went asleep when it exploded.
Oh.
The control ship has been destroyed. Look! They are broken.
Stamets is knocked out of action while transporting the Red Angel suit. This is clearly to give Culber and Stamets another moment together to reconcile, and we have a nice moment between them, and he says that he's his family, he's staying with them.
I'm not going anywhere, baby.
That's nice.
The second Stamets got hurt, you knew he wasn't going to die. You just knew that, oh, he's got to go to the sick bay, and that's where he's going to see Colbert so we can wrap this up.
Got that plot armor, baby.
Boom.
Untouchable.
I got season 3 in me. Next up, Spock is going to pilot a shuttle to protect Burnham and make sure she reaches the perimeter point.
So, an extremely cool visual. Starfleet forms this cocoon around Burnham so she can make it safely to where she needs to be to go through the wormhole.
They really love that scene where you just launch someone out into space. We've seen it since 2009 Star Trek, and they continue to use it here, so I wonder where they're going to go with it next year. Who's going to get launched out in space?
It looks cool! Then the second that Discovery puts their shields down, Leland boards the Discovery ship to capture the sphere data. Enterprise can't help them at this point, and Giorgio is ready to hunt him down.
Would you like to join me in making Leland scream? Yum, yum.
What did you think of Nan's yum yum line? Afterwards, the Klingons and the Kelpians join the fight. The Kelpians and the Ba'ul ships are led by Saru's sister, Sirana.
I received your message. I will never again let you fight alone.
And Ash and L'Rell join the battle.
Apparently the whole Ash is dead and a traitor thing to the Klingon Empire, that's all just water under the bridge. Cool.
Yeah.
Or no one's gonna say anything.
They really wanted to make sure no one found that out, and they're just like completely accept us. Anyway, let's keep going. Spock figures out that Burnham needs to go back in time to push forward to the future. Burnham must go back in time to set everything in motion. It looked really uncomfortable. She's just screaming and hurtling through space, but then she seems to get the hang of it.
I loved it. But then we get a handful of montages of events from each signal from this season that are a little too long.
We were there.
We saw it.
That was like an episode ago.
It's okay. You don't have to waste too much time on this.
It's fine.
It's okay. Let's move on here. Let's get them through that wormhole.
Emergency alert. Emergency alert. Wormhole.
Then Vice Admiral Cornwell and Number 1 try to dismantle a torpedo lodged in the Enterprise. The blast door protecting the rest of the ship is jammed. They have 15 minutes before it takes out half of the ship. So let me get this right. There's this emergency lever for the blast door that has to be brought down manually from the inside where the explosion would happen. So you would have to sacrifice yourself no matter what? Who designed this ship? Who designed So Vice Admiral Cornwell volunteers to close the blast door to save everyone. Pike tries to volunteer, saying he already knows the future, but Cornwell warns him, maybe not, how many will pay the price if you're wrong.
Next up, Giorgio and Non fight Leland, and they have a zero-gravity fight. But that was cool. That was dope. A little bit of Inception going on there. With that said, I feel bad. R.I.P. to the two Starfleet officers who were there in that room, the two women who just got sucked right out in space.
Right up there. Giorgio leads Leland to engineering and traps him in the cage for the spore drive. She then magnetizes the spore cube. So this kills Leland and then neutralizes control for some reason.
That, you know,
It's
and
a trope.
Wipes it all out. Cool. It's fine. It's fine. Just get them through the wormhole.
Emergency alert.
Wormhole.
Burnham sets coordinates for herself and Discovery to go to the Beta Quadrant 930 years from now into the future to meet her mother. And if you're keeping count, this is signal number 6. Burnham and Spock officially forgive each other and have a sentimental moment.
Spock says he was lost and Michael was his balance this whole time.
Okay, that was a great scene.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The timing of that scene and how long it took for what's going on in the battlefield behind them, off. But that scene itself and Soneqa's acting, brilliant.
I love you too, brother.
Burnham takes off to the future with Discovery following her signal. And then Discovery says goodbye to Captain Pike, and then I cry again. Anson Mount, you always get me.
Spin off!
Discovery enters the wormhole, and we don't see what happens on the other side.
Back on Earth at Starfleet headquarters, Tyler, Pike, Spock, and Number 1 are debriefed about the attack. They share the same story and say they saw Discovery explode. Tyler's promoted at Section 31, Control has been eliminated entirely, and Spock recommends Regulation 157, Section 3.
Regulation 157, Section 3, Paragraph 18. Starfleet officers shall take all necessary precautions to minimize any participation in historical events.
How'd you feel when you saw Spock in his blue uniform?
When Pike says, Mr. Spock, report to the bridge, I just could hear Kirk there, and that was kind of cool. I enjoyed it, obviously, just like last week when they showed the Enterprise bridge. You finally got Spock at the end. I really love that last shot of him going to the console. And I guess that's it. That's the last we're going to see of them,
I
apparently.
want more Enterprise. I want both.
They could figure out a way probably to bring them back for like a few episodes or something, but I don't know if they're going to be on the show in the future, though. I think that's it.
Then the 7th signal is located in the Beta Quadrant by the Enterprise.
I really, really, really wanted to see where they went in the future, but I understand that's probably for another writing crew to decide where they are in the future. If they're in the future, maybe they went, oh no, we're back in the past or something. Whatever it is.
Could be anywhere.
They're going to save that for the next writing crew for season 3.
All right, time to jump into things we noticed and Easter eggs.
At the start of the episode, Pike directs Starfleet vessels to the attack formation Gamma 6. Now this could be a nod to the planet Gamma Triangulus 6, which is the homeworld of the Volians, and the supercomputer Vol, who controlled this planet and its inhabitants for approximately 10,000 years, until Captain James T. Kirk broke the Prime Directive and ordered the destruction of Vol, freeing the civilians from slavery, seen in the original episode, The Apple.
Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness.
Thereby you can be the director of your opponent's fate. I'm surprised the Kelpian, of all beings, have studied Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu has been quoted multiple times on Trek, including by Lieutenant Malcolm Reed on Star Trek Enterprise.
Well, you can't win wars without it.
Being smart is more important. General Sun Tzu said that the greatest victories are those won without fighting.
The sequence where Discovery goes into the wormhole seems to be paying direct homage to Star Trek The Motion Picture's wormhole sequence. The only thing missing was someone screaming photon torpedoes.
Photon torpedoes!
A Klingon cleave ship plows its way into the control battle halfway into the finale. The last time we saw a cleave ship was during the Battle of the Binary Stars in 2256, where T'Kuvma ordered the cloaked cleave ship to ram the USS Europa.
At the end of the episode, Spock says this.
To paraphrase an Earth physicist, the universe is under no obligation to make sense to me.
Now that is a neat shout out to astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson.
The universe is under no obligation to make sense to you.
Right.
Right, so you can't then say, my gosh, it fits in a period that doesn't make sense.
Right.
Because this is what all of our observations and theories come together and tell us that that's what it was. And so, like, deal with it.
Right,
Yeah.
deal with it, yeah.
All right, now finally, let's jump into what we know about Season 3. So we do know that they are going to do a Season 3. That's been confirmed.
It looks like we're going to be in the future following Discovery and maybe Burnham's still in that suit. I have a feeling in the first episode they're going to get rid of that suit somehow, some way. Just wipe it out.
It'll break.
It'll break, something, yeah. The time crystal broke during re-entry, something.
And unfortunately, we will not be following the journey of the Enterprise anymore, as Deadline reported that Anson Mount is not returning for Season 3. Also, Rebecca Romaine will not be returning as number 1 either.
Yeah, we saw this coming, but at the same time now, the way they ended it, I can see fans now screaming for a spin-off of this. I mean, what was it, like 4 or 5 months ago? They were giving out spin-offs like candy. They had the new animated series, Section 31 show, we got Picard show.
I feel like a petition could work here.
Hit it.
However, there was no mention in the report that Ethan Peck would not be returning as Spock, so he could potentially return at some point. Do you think we'll get Spock back?
Maybe a Mirrorverse Spock, maybe?
Georgiou's still on the Discovery, right?
Well, they said she's dead, or they claim that she's on the ship.
She's reported dead. The last place we see her is on the ship. She could have gotten out, but she will be returning for Season 3. And Alex Kurtzman told comicbook.com that he hopes that as soon as Discovery Season 3 is over, the Section 31 series will premiere. But that was a couple of months ago, and anything could have changed by now. But I still think they'll do Season 3, then Section 31.
Me too. I think that it's going to be the bridge into, so they're going to have Season 3, and then right at season finale, boom, you're going to go right into this, just like we're having right now with Picard. Hopefully it comes out
End of 2019 is what's supposed to be, but we'll see.
All right.
Engage.
So there's plenty of Star Trek in the future, so we will be back with more breakdowns eventually, for whatever. Picard, yeah. Season 3.
Hopefully Enterprise spinoff, who knows, Section 31, but that's a few years from now, so let's not make any promises on that.
All of the things.
Okay, that's it for us over here, everyone. Let us know what you thought of this episode and all of Season 2 in the comment section down below. It's going to be a war down there. I'm just calling it now.
Write as much as you want. We'll read all of it. We love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us for all of these breakdowns. We'll be back for more. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything.
We love you so much. Bye-bye.